Okay, welcome back to the channel. We are back at it on the septic system. We're on phase 2. This is a 3-phase process. We got phase 1 done, which was all the excavation work, digging out the leach lines and all the septic areas and putting in the tank. And now we have to plumb all of this, put in, we've got 4-inch pipe from the house to the septic tank, 2-inch pipe from the septic tank to the leach field, and then in the leach field itself is 1 1/4-inch pipe. So we've got quite a bit of plumbing to do, so we're going to get on that and do that. And then phase 3 will be hooking up the float sensor switches and the effluent pump and all of the electrical for the septic. And then once we get all that done, if everything goes according to plan, we will have power here, and then we can call and get our septic test underway. So we've got some work ahead of us, so we'll get started. As you can see, I've got all of my pipe. We went to Home Depot yesterday and picked up everything that we needed for this, and now we'll just get busy putting it all together. The first thing I'm starting with is I'm going to attach the clean out, 4-inch clean out, and then I've just got to do the rest of the pipe all the way to the cistern or the septic tank, and then we'll be good there. But we'll get started with that. The last thing I have to do on this 4-inch pipe is I got to finish right there. I got to buckle down the last 2 pieces of pipe, and then that black piece that's on top is the inlet into the tank. I got to get that on there, so we'll get those connected. So then once I plumb from the house to the septic tank, there's this piece that goes inside, which is the part that connects from the 4-inch pipe from the house and drops into the solid tank for the septic. So we're getting closer. I just need to go now and buy some pipe, and then we'll continue on with the plumbing for the system. And there you have it. We've got the downspout connected and to the septic tank, and then the 4-inch line that leads from the house to the tank. That's all in. The other piece I was able to get in is the biofilter itself. That came with the kit, with the system, so I just went ahead and glued that into place. And what that does is that allows, there's a filter that goes in there and then that's something you can clean out and fix. But that goes in, and then that goes from there into the effluent tank where the pump is situated. Well, it might be very hard to see, but there is a septic sump pump and the floats that go along with it to activate it to put out to the drain field. I got this installed. There was no way to film inside that little box easily, so I just went ahead and got it done, set everything up. I still got to run the wires to the box and set up all the rest of the controls and everything else, but pump's in, and we are now moving on. And for those who might be wondering about that pump, it's a Ashland half horsepower effluent pump. It's a cast iron pump, and it'll stay in there permanently. And then it is connected to 2-inch PVC that'll then go out right here to this white line right here. We'll go out that way to the septic field. And we are ready to continue on with the plumbing. The next piece of this is going to be the 2-inch that comes out of the back end of here and then goes that way towards the leach field. So that's our next step, is the 2-inch pipe. Whew, a little winded. We'll see what today brings. I mean, you can tell I got thunderstorms brewing, so we'll go as long as we can. There you go. I got my output from the tank coming up. It'll go from there and it'll follow straight down to that corner and then go out to the leach field. So, well, with all the work on the septic, as you can tell, the property has gotten pretty tall. A good part is my neighbor Steve is going to be haying this entire property, which is a big help to us, and it's a big help to him for feeding his buffalo during the winter. So he is on his way down to get this started. So while we're working on the septic plumbing, he will be haying our field, which is pretty awesome. Pretty happy about that. Well, in order to get the risers up, we have to put this, it's like a foam tar kind of material down around the inside edge of the hole, and then the uprights or the risers go on top of that, and that seals the risers. So we got to get this stuff in, and then we'll get our risers on. All right, so our risers are in, and now we're ready to start finishing off the rest of the plumbing. We've got the last pipe down there is where the pump's at, and that's where we'll do all our electrical work from, and we'll get to that at a little bit later time period, but we'll continue on with the plumbing. We still have to do the 1¼ inch pipe down the trenches for the drain field. We'll get on that next. We're making progress on that. Like I said, I got the plumbed out from the tank, from the house to the tank, and from the tank out. We're moving closer towards the leach field. I got to clean up that corner a little bit, and then we'll continue on with the 2-inch plumbing. So one of the next things we got to look at is the spacing for the holes. It's going to be a 5/32 drill bit, like this one. And then we're going to drill them 60 inches apart all the way down the pipe. And that should give us all of our leach field piping. So we'll get on that next. I have everything plumbed from the septic tank around, and you can see my pipe here. And then from there, we're going to put in a T that'll run the lines horizontally across the trench. The other thing is, though, is that it goes from 2-inch down to 1¼ for the pipe in the leach field. And so what we've done is I got a reducer that goes from 2-inch on one end that connects into the 2-inch T and the elbows, and then reduces down to 1¼ here for all the lateral pipes for the leach field. So we'll get busy putting in all this pipe here, and then we should be one step closer. I've got to still do some maintenance work on the rock, and I've got to put some additional rock in the hole before we start running that 1/4-inch pipe, but we'll get that done here as well. All right, so all of our 2-inch pipe is done. I've got all my fittings ready for the 1¼ to run down through the leach fields. We're all set there. Like I said, I've got to do a little bit of rock work. Got to level that out with a rake, and which is tough as hell, but we'll get it done. We'll get it leveled out and add some more rock to this last trench because it came up a little short, and then we'll put in our 1¼ inch. Once that's in, then we got to drill it 5/32. I've got a pattern set, and I'll show that in a little bit here. But there's a pattern to the drilling, and we'll get all the holes drilled and get the 245s at the end that make up the clean out for that. So we'll get that straightened out next. But got this in. I'm pretty happy about getting that done. That's a big piece. And now we got put the plumbing in. It's a 1¼ inch pipe into these trenches, and then drill the holes for the pipe. And the ends, we're going to use 245s. I couldn't find any 90-degree angles that would work and have 1¼ inch pipe, so we're going to do 245s and then upright, so we can put a kind of a cap on the end, so we can clean them out if we need to later on. But we'll get busy putting all this pipe in. The end of each line will get a 45-degree T to, and then an upright, and then the cap, at the end for able to clean it out. So we'll get these pieces installed. We got 4 of these to go, and then we'll be done with this part of the piping.